In Yiddish, there's a word basher, that in spite of you, things happen.
Female members must prove their courage by biting the heads off snakes. Low and despised creatures, the snakes here represent Israelis and everything Jewish under the sun.
Syria stopped letting Jews go when Israel became a state, using them as hostages in case there should ever be an attack by Israel. They could kill the Jews in the 3 cities.
They are violating all sorts of basic human rights and the human dignity by keeping these 4,500 Jewish families hostage.
Syria was a closed society, not only for Jews, but for everybody. You didn't emigrate from Syria. You escaped from Syria.
Daily and nightly, the people of the Jewish community in Syria under the eyes of the secret police.
I have been tortured in a way nobody could imagine. I felt they stopped 5 minutes before dying and they repeated every time.
They are crying for help. And no one can hear them. This is a woman, have been born in Canada, grow up in Canada, didn't know nothing about the Syrian community, and suddenly, by tragic circumstances, she found herself in. By her origin, she is a teacher of music.
How's it possible that a woman who had never been to Syria, never been trained in any of this, was running rescues from her kitchen? It sounds, awfully strange.
She take one by one, family by family.
Next door to us in Sudbury, a lady moved in. She lost her husband and 2 children in Auschwitz. They were taken away from her, and she was used as an experiment by Dr. Mengele, where he literally tore her body apart. This woman, Sophie, became my surrogate mother. One day, it was her daughter's birthday. Her daughter would have been 6 weeks older than I had she survived. And Sophie started to kiss me, and she held me like I've never had anything like this in my life. And she screamed, the scream of almost an animal. She yelled to this day, I have never forgotten it. And she said to me, and I was a little kid, you can't let what happened to me happen again to Jews. Now, I started crying because I was so scared of the way she yelled. And I said, okay, Sophie, I'll do it. Now, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was 12 years old then. And she just sobbed like I have never heard crying like this in my life.
She was widowed at 34 years old, 3 young kids. She starts a movement that eventually becomes a rescue of people.
Why? Why didn't I quit right there? I had children. I had a baby, wasn't toilet trained. All she did was cry every night for her daddy. I had to go out now and get jobs, 3 jobs at one time to keep my children together. There was something making this all happen. I'm looking at another picture which has a great deal of meaning. Another 2 men who are standing in the Hilton Hotel with me. And They were both in Syrian prisons. And a picture of the second girl I took out of Syria into Canada.
You could see the suffering that was going on for the community there, and the determination on her part to try and relieve that suffering, but also the challenges that she faced.
Just because you ransom doesn't mean they're going to let them go. There was one incident where I had a father and 4 children on the plane, and the Syrians came on the plane and said to they were paid for. The Syrians came on the plane and said to the father, "You have 10 minutes, choose 2 children to go back." And this man who had been in prison himself literally fell apart.
What she did, she take them by bribe, by authority knows who are going out. They bribe the police, very high officers. They bribe the military officers, they bribe officials.
I pay the security people in the airport. I pay the immigration officer. I pay the man who stamped the passport at the secret police. Everybody is paid.
What initially was a trickle became a wave of people that were coming out of Syria that she was responsible for.
To pick up such a human being from hell to outside, only angel can do it.
She wasn't motivated by honor, she was motivated by saving people. And I think that's the best motivation the one can have.
All years later, Sophie was always in the back of my mind. And at the end, when I finished the entire rescue, I sat in my kitchen, I was having breakfast, and I started to cry. I said, it was over. The whole rescue was now over. I'd gotten everybody out, and I said, Sophie, I did it for you. I did it for you, and I did. I did it for her.
Looking at the pictures and hearing about the story of Judy and how she saved these people, it started to dawn on me, this is not some made-up fairy tale. This is a regular woman who did something every day that in the end meant saving the lives of thousands of people. It just brought it to life to me that there are people who actually do this kind of thing. And those people walk amongst us. And maybe they are us.